Once upon a time, in a peaceful African village, a beautiful baby girl named Amara was born. But what should have been the happiest day became the saddest. Her mother passed away during childbirth, leaving her father, Mr. Okiki, heartbroken. Despite his grief, Mr. Okiki poured all his love into raising Amara. She grew into a kind, humble, and intelligent young woman whose smile brightened every room. Everyone in the village admired her gentle heart. A few years later, relatives persuaded Mr. Okiki to remarry so Amara could have a mother figure. He married Madame Beatrice, a widow with a daughter named Linda, who was the same age as Amara. At first, Beatrice pretended to be caring, but after the wedding, everything changed. Whenever Mr. Okiki traveled for his import business, Beatrice revealed her true colors. "Lazy girl," she would shout. "Sweep the compound, wash the clothes, cook our food." While Linda relaxed, watched television, and wore expensive clothes, Amara woke before sunrise to fetch water, clean the house, cook, and work until late at night. If Amara made the smallest mistake, Beatrice beat her mercilessly. One evening, Linda deliberately broke an expensive flower vase. When Beatrice returned home, Linda cried fake tears. "Mom, Amara broke your favorite vase." Without asking questions, Beatrice slapped Amara. "You useless orphan! You destroyed everything in this house." Amara tried to explain, but nobody listened. When Mr. Okeke returned from his trips, Beatrice acted like the perfect wife. "Your daughter is stubborn," she would lie. "I'm only trying to discipline her." Believing his wife, Mr. Okeke warned Amara to behave. Amara cried herself to sleep every night. 1 week later, Mr. Okeke left on another important business trip that would last several days. The moment his car disappeared, Beatrice smiled wickedly. "This is your last day in my house." She gathered Amara's clothes into a small bag and threw them outside. Linda laughed. "You don't belong here." Beatrice pushed Amara through the gate. "If you ever return, I'll call the police." The gate slammed shut. With tears rolling down her cheeks, Amara walked alone along the lonely road. She had nowhere to go. No money, no food, no relatives nearby. As darkness covered the sky, rain began to fall. Cold, hungry, and exhausted, Amara sat beneath a large tree, crying softly. Just then, the headlights of a luxurious black SUV appeared. The vehicle stopped. A tall, handsome young man stepped out wearing a simple shirt despite clearly being wealthy. His name was Daniel Adiemi, one of the youngest CEOs in the country. He noticed the frightened young woman sitting in the rain. "Are you all right?" he asked gently. Amara shook her head. Daniel removed his jacket and placed it over her shoulders. "What happened?" At first she was afraid, but something about his kind eyes made her trust him. She told him everything. Her mother's death, her cruel stepmother, her jealous stepsister, being thrown out of her own home. Daniel listened quietly. When she finished, he smiled kindly. "From today, you're not alone." He took her to his mansion. His housekeepers welcomed her warmly. For the first time in many years, Amara slept peacefully in a soft bed. The next morning, Daniel discovered Amara loved fashion design and had an incredible talent for sketching beautiful African dresses. Instead of treating her like a servant, he encouraged her. "I believe in your gift." He enrolled her in one of the best fashion academies in the city. Months passed. Amara worked hard every single day. Soon, she won a national fashion competition. Her colorful African designs became famous across the country. Television stations invited her for interviews. Magazines featured her story. She became an inspiration to thousands of young women. As they spent more time together, Daniel fell deeply in love with her, not because of her beauty alone, but because of her kindness, humility, and strength. One evening, during a charity fashion gala, Daniel knelt before everyone. "Amara, you came into my life when I least expected it. Will you marry me?" With tears of joy, she answered, "Yes." The audience erupted into applause. Meanwhile, Mr. Okiki returned from his business trip. He was shocked when he discovered Amara had disappeared. After questioning neighbors, he learned the terrible truth. His wife had lied for years. Heartbroken, he threw Beatrice and Linda out of the house. He searched everywhere for Amara. Finally, he saw her on television standing beside Daniel during their engagement ceremony. He burst into tears. "My daughter!" He immediately traveled to the city, When Amara saw her father, she hesitated. Mr. Okeke fell to his knees. My daughter, forgive me. I failed to protect you. Amara cried and embraced him. I forgive you, Dad. Daniel welcomed him warmly. A few weeks later, Amara and Daniel celebrated a magnificent traditional and white wedding filled with music, dancing, and colorful African culture. Her father proudly walked her down the aisle. As for Beatrice and Linda, they regretted everything. They begged for forgiveness. Amara forgave them, but chose to keep a healthy distance. Knowing forgiveness does not always mean restoring trust. She and Daniel later established a foundation that provided shelter, education, and hope for abandoned and abused children across Africa. Whenever people asked Amara how she became successful, she always smiled and said, "The people
Those who rejected me pushed me toward my destiny.